This week's crystal grid is charged to clarify, expand, and enhance multidimensional and multispectral perception, advancing and empowering spiritual and sacred skills, and revelation of the true nature of the soul self and the true nature of the souls of others. Don't forget to check your rising sign for greater clarity as to how your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign for the less prominent side story of the week. And stay tuned for the latest all-in-one astrology and collective vibration check. Hey there, Sagittarius. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to the week starting May 17th, 2021. And just a quick heads up for everybody, this Saturday's live thank you shout out and Ask Nico Q&A is the last one. And I am actually moved it to 5 p.m. Pacific US and Canada as opposed to 2 p.m. Pacific US and Canada, just to be available for a few different time zones. And if you have missed them, you've probably noticed I've been doing them once a week for about a month. This is your last chance. And if you do want to donate and support my crowdfund, you can follow the link below to my Indiegogo page. There's all kinds of perks and things like that for you to get different goodies I've created, at a discount. And so if you want to check it out, follow the link down below. And I will see you on Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific, US and Canada, right here on YouTube. So what is going on when it comes to your cards? Well, for your spiritual theme this week, you do actually have the 7 of Cups in reverse. And this week is going to feel very strange because you're going to notice that there is a lot of reduction going on when it comes to opportunities, options, roads. Maybe it feels a little bit like you are having some choices get taken off the table. But I'm not getting negativity from this. I'm actually seeing this as something where your road this week is going to feel very secure. You're going to actually have a week where everything, your entire itinerary is pretty strong and pretty set. The 7 of Cups reversed is also indicating that you're going to be getting a lot of opportunities to be delivered from a lot of circumstances that have maybe been delayed due to being spoiled for choice or having too many options, too many distractions, too many deliberations, too many voices, too many cooks spoiling the soup. And so this week, you're going to get your life in a much more organized way. The 7 of Cups reversed is also going to be presenting a lot of answers and a lot of direction for you, especially for those of you that may have been walking into the month of May feeling a bit lost. As we get on to the material shifts, when it comes to your work, your job, your finances, you actually have the Hanged Man upright. And I'm getting kind of a double meaning here, kind of a mixed blessing. I am seeing that something that you have maybe been working for or something that you have maybe been setting your sights on as a goal is not going to show up the way you expect it to show up. It's going to actually show up in another form, through another route, through another opportunity. And this can happen sometimes, right? With the Hangman, we pay attention. We jump timelines all the time. And there may actually be some kind of shift going on either with your job or a financial arrangement or a living arrangement that you have that is actually very advantageous to you, but it is something that is coming on its own terms, and it is defying precedent and what you know about how things would, quote, normally go in situations like this. The Hangman reverse could be closing doors around you and rerouting your road, so to speak, when it comes to your job, when it comes to your progression, when it comes to your finances, but it's actually rerouting you in a good way. This is something where a bit of surrender and, yes, a bit of trust, getting educated, getting re-educated, and letting go of any of our attachments to the past or what we think is familiar, prudent, tried, and true will serve you. As we get on to the communications area, friends, maybe relatives, other people in your life, you do have the Moon card upright. And with the Moon, I am actually seeing a lot of you Sagittarius people kind of going through a bit of, I wouldn't call it an identity crisis. I would call it more like a community crisis, because the Moon is kind of having you go through a period where you're getting a lot of stories, a lot of truths, and a lot of information that is making you see a lot of your friends and family and your social arrangements in a completely different light. And that you may have only been working with incomplete data before, or maybe your own impressions, your own intuition was not serving you the way you thought it was. We may not have actually been very clear when we were actually intuiting or processing the information we were getting in the past. For some of you, this puts a very positive spin on stories that we thought were negative. However, for some of you, this may also put a not so great spin on something that we thought was great, or a healthy mixture depending on which relationships are getting highlighted at this time. The moon card is indicating here that we cannot jump to conclusions, and we certainly don't. Let everything be shown in a new light and observe it with divine neutrality and objectivity, and then you will see where things really are the way they truly are. As we get on to your challenge this week, you do have the Four of Wands upright. And the Four of Wands upright is kind of interesting because your only challenge this week is to accept victories, accept accomplishments, accept moving onward and upward. Now, this can sometimes show up as a challenge if we are not familiar with what certain victories look like, especially if maybe our perception has been a bit limited, or our impressions of what a good thing looks like are dependent on things showing up, walking, talking, and acting a certain way, or being delivered a certain way. Clearly, that means we need to catch up on some parts of our development, and we all have to, especially with this Jupiter and Pisces energy. But this challenge with the Four of Wands is ultimately indicating taking the breaks that are being given to you, taking the big breaks that are being put on the table for you this week. You are going to be challenged to actually go into the unknown and catch up on your own development, your own knowledge, and own maturity. But accomplishments are there. Big wins are there. As we get on to your relationships with love and partnerships and romance, you have the Four of Cups upright. And this week, there is going to be a need for a lot of you Sagittarius people to pay attention to where certain relationship dynamics, certain relationship goings on, or maybe certain ways that we have gone about communicating in relationships or love languages need to be shifted for the best relationship possible. Because the Four of Cups upright is basically indicating here that whether you're in a committed relationship or you are single, there are missed opportunities all over the place because of a lack of emotional fluency. Now, this could be people not understanding each other, people not recognizing a love language for what it is. Maybe it's people are not very open or experienced, and so they don't really know different relationship dynamics. They only know the one that they keep getting into. If you're single, you might bump into that, or you may encounter it in yourself. And this is going to be, again, a time to expand. The same thing goes for those of you who are currently coupled. Something has grown stale, something that keeps trying to happen, or a repetitive cycle, a stuckness, a static activity is going to be shown for what it is and where it comes from, and we're going to be offered the way out. Be resolute. So that is what I've got for you, Sagittarius people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.